Most of the email was.
Dude, I love
most
it.
of the email was in favor of Artie. I will read. Some of it was in favor of
Sal and Richard.
Sal and Richard, and
No, I mean,
Sal and Richard wrote those.
Look, they've done a lot for the show too. I'm not saying, and we all contribute. We all contribute. Is the point, you know?
I'll read you some of the email.
But I don't know what they started this. I don't know. It really is weird to me. It makes me feel bad.
For the love of the show, please fire that piece of shit Sal. Who in the fuck does he think he is, talking the way he did to you on the show today? He is a jealous, whining, no-talent hack. Sal, go back to Wall Street and suck the dick of corporate America. Leave the rest of us alone. Here's another one. Do a Win Sal's Job contest. As a goof, see what he does. Number 3, best meltdown ever. So, you know, people just like him. Sal is the biggest fucking moron on the planet. Get him the fuck off the show. He has no talent. He's a fucking idiot, and he makes me sick. No wonder his wife has an emotional friend. I hope Artie kicks his fucking ass. And I hope, too, Sal's kids die of AIDS. Oh, this is terrible.
I took that back.
Good, all right.
Somebody suggested I bang his wife. Not that I could, but even if I could, again, that woman has been through way too much to make her suffer through my sex with me.
I respect that.
Well, that's how nice of a guy Artie is. You know, Artie could take it.
Yeah, Artie's thoughtful.
If he wanted to.
Today's fight between Artie and Sal is the greatest fight in the history of the show. Here's another one. Fire Sal now. Who the fuck does he think he is, talking to Artie the way he did today? Sal is a behind-the-scenes, no-talent hack. Howard, so much for great radio. Fire the stupid F now. But Sal did have his people. He had his people. I have to agree with Sal in this case. Artie, I love you to death, man, and you're great, but Beer League did suck. I turned it off after just a little bit. I hope your acting career blows up like you hope, but based on Beer League, we've got a long way to go. Stick with what works and stay on the show. Kudos on the diet. It's about time. But again, I have to say 99% of the mail was on Artie's side. Sal, the stockbroker, is fucking insane. I know that's why he's around, but Jesus, what a fucking asshole, racist scumbag, talentless waste of space. In case he may not know or think, there are thousands of us who wouldn't walk across the street to walk his shit, whatever that means. And Artie Lang is a real talent, a real actor, a real comedian. Newsflash, Sal, you're an idiot. And I mean, they went on and on and on. I know Sal reads these.
Who do you think's at fault here? I mean,
I'm going to play the tapes and comment on them.
Well, I wonder if Sal, because Sal likes to go on the Stern Fan Network, and I don't know what was going on over there, but he could have taken a real beating.
I do not believe that fucking psycho asshole Sal. Why don't you fire that useless creep? Fire Richard while you're at it. You can get any 2 faggots off the street to do what they do. These 2 faggots have no right to fuck with Artie this way. This rant Sal went on is embarrassing to the show. He should be ashamed of that segment. However, it was great radio. Why can't Sal understand that Artie is a great talent? He has a career in movies and television because of his talent. He has done stand-up for years because of his talent. Sal is a fucking hack with very little talent. He can't accept that Artie gets paid 50 times as much money because he's better than they are. He gets special privileges because of his great value to the show. In summary, fuck that faggot Sal. Let him and Richard go to the Port Authority bus station and lick balls for $25 each. They would love it. And finally, a guy sums it up. I'll read you the last one.
All right.
Jesus, stop the screaming. The problems that are happening can all be attributed to one thing. People love Artie, and it hurts them when he says mean things to them. Artie can't stand being loved, and he will meet true admiration with a flamethrower. Sal and Richard do admire Artie. They do resent being goofed on so regularly. Artie should say he's sorry, and Gary should too. Give the guys their due.
Okay,
what did Gary do?
That guy sounds like a rational guy, but, I mean, isn't the show about busting each other's balls? I mean, I don't feel I say anything mean about them.
Well, some people feel you have been too mean. I will read some of the email that was negative. Artie is such a fat baby. He makes millions from the show. Don't belittle dudes that make shit money just because you are a hungry, petulant turd.
Well,
Artie's comments about Sal's kids way out of line. His kids didn't do anything. Fat boy should be ashamed of making these statements. I don't particularly like Sal, but Artie went too far.
That was out of line.
So there it is.
I agree with that. But,
wow, Artie, you really came off like a pompous piece of shit this morning on the wrap-up show.
Oh,
where do you get off telling people that they're not comedians? I've seen Sal's act and your act. Thinking back on them, they are different. If he isn't a comedian, then you're not one either.
Wow.
You're a fat sidekick with drug stories. See, everybody's...
It's just shit on Artie Day, ain't it?
Well, listen, there was a lot of shit flying. I'm reading you the email. I have to say it was the 99% with Artie, though. I'm telling you what I'm reading here. A lot of people feel that Sal and Richard are experiencing some sort of jealousy with Artie, and they're taking it out on him.
Well, I think they feel like second-class citizens.
Right.
And I've noticed, now nothing has happened here that's different, but they have begun to act as if they don't belong. They keep themselves closed up in their little room.
Right.
They don't talk to anybody.
Well, 'cause they're
and they're back there
Well, I appreciate
feeding
that.
each other's insecurity.
Well,
Right,
that's the problem.
Richard, though, Richard was bitching at Gary, and Gary's the fucking producer, and he makes the final call on what's good and what's not. So why couldn't Richard just take no for an answer? If you had any other job, they'd been fired.
All right. Well, I'll play you some of the tape. Artie, you did, you really were going at it. I sensed real anger in this. This
Well,
was
I
no
mean,
bit.
listen, how would you, I mean, that initial blow-up Sal had, if you want to take that out and write it down, look at that on paper, that is some...
It was
would like to
vicious.
do
It
that.
was vicious.
I want somebody to take Sal's initial blow-up and
On
write
the
it out
show,
to me,
yeah.
and I will read it out loud.
So
Maybe
you gotta,
that's a
I mean,
good idea.
you gotta look at it that way. So anything I say after that is kind of like, hey, what the fuck? I'm just defending myself after that, you know?
You know, sometimes these arguments for me get to the point where I don't remember why they started.
Right.
Like, you know, they just kind of happen.
Well, it was a conversation on the wrap-up show the day before about Artie
Right.
getting special treatment.
And then
that started
And,
it.
then,
Artie said,
and
yeah.
then they kitchen sinked everything. They put everything, every gripe that they had against Artie, they piled on that day. It was this was wrong with Artie, that was wrong with Artie. So Artie had nothing to
Fred,
do
no
with
one's gotten your opinion on this, and that's mainly because we usually forget you're here.
Well,
but now
there you
that you've chimed in,
I'm calling for a Fred segment on that.
hold it. Let me see if I can find that theme music. I mean, there's no sense in.
I'll give you a twofer today too.
This is great. All right.
Thank you.
As long as Fred, as long as we're playing here, let's do it right. I can't wait. Fred's going to weigh in on this.
He's a Fred, he's wonderful. 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 He's wonderful, wonderful.
Thanks to Joey Pajamas for that theme.
Yes, beautiful team.
Legendary. All right, Fred, please tell us, what are you thinking? Did you hear the wrap-up show clips? Would you like
I
me
did
to...
hear the wrap-up show clips, and I don't want to comment on those as of yet. But
Right.
taking it from when Sal walked in and the clips and everything like that, it started off with one conversation, and as the conversation kept evolving, Sal kept letting out more and more stuff that he was mad at Artie about. And that was unfair. I mean, if Artie's getting special treatment, then just focus on that. He took it to, like, settle, like, even the score about, like him, maybe not being nice to him, ribbing on him and whatever. What they forget is Artie's a comedian.
Well, be angry with me if Artie's getting special treatment.
Yeah,
Not,
but no, they're just angry at Artie. At that point, they're taking anything they can to get their point across. Artie is a comedian. I mean, when he does the stuff with, high-pitch Mike, I mean, high-pitch Mike is getting cranked up, but you can clearly see, and at least I can see it, that Artie's just goofing with him. And I think that's what it started with yesterday, but these guys just kept going and going and
there
going.
was real anger.
And then when Sal got into that thing about saying, like, Artie was shit on Mad TV and that his movie sucked, I mean, that was, number one, it was all lies. And it was just mean. And at that point, Artie had no recourse except to, like, go at him.
Sounds to me like you're endorsing Artie.
I'm endorsing Artie on this one.
Yeah. It's never really clear to me what Fred is going to
I
come
got
out with.
that out of it.
No, I'm saying I didn't know where he stood.
He was taking a guess, and he guessed right.
But also he's acting like, whatever. It's like, I mean, look, Howard, I think...
I feel it was interesting to hear what Fred had to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no.
And by the way...
I'm glad we...
And by the way, speaking of wackos, I think Seinfeld is the wacko, so there you go.
All
Good,
right,
okay.
there you go.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's my opinion.
Fred giving us two opinions.
He said it would be a two for today.
I usually limit him to one, but all right, Fred, you've even gotten Robin's
2 for 2.
going. Good for you, Fred. A good segment, I guess.
Listen, but the other thing is, it's like... I mean, look, Howard, I think you were being nice to me yesterday and saying, like, I came here with some major show business career. Whether it was major or not, it
You had a career.
It was a career.
But the other thing is, no, of course it was. I mean, I made a good money. I did all right. But I didn't come in here with an attitude like I did have a major career. You know what I mean? I didn't.
Right.
They're sort of projecting that on me. Like, what evidence do they have that I came in here going, listen, guys.
Well, why don't I play the clip?
It's your luckiest day ever.
Right, because you get to work with me.
I came in here as humble as I still am now, and as just as appreciative as I am now.
But Artie, why don't I play the clips now? And then who knows? Fred might even comment some more. You don't know.
Yes.
Or Fred could change his mind.
That's right.
Change my mind.
That's right.
No,
well, listen, again,
I'm pretty confident I'm going to stay right there.
My only defense about whatever I say is that Sal continues to say brutal shit. And the other thing that comes out is Richard is pulling people aside and talking about me. That is just creepy, and I don't want to deal with. I don't want any like office politics like that. It's awful. I don't want to deal with that.
David, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
I'm kind of on the side with Richard on this one, Artie, man. I love you, but it seems to me that you're a little out of line. I agree that...
I wish your phone was better. I like you, but I wish your phone was better.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's just breaking up.
We just heard that you're for me, right?
No, man. I'm on the side of Sal and Richard on this one. You were a little out of line on the wrap-up show yesterday, dude.
Okay, but listen, I'm saying, did you hear what Sal said to me on the air? I mean, come on.
Did. I agree with Sal was a little out of line with things, but you seem to me like to be like a little bit of a baby, and somebody's like, am I a real comedian or aren't I? And you had to like scream and yell your way home that who was a comedian and who isn't.
All right.
I mean,
well,
listen,
okay.
The conversation got there because it got ugly. I'm not proud of it.
Lee, you're on the air.
Hi, how y'all doing tonight? Hey, everything that Artie said was right, but it doesn't change the fact that the three of them have provided me with more belly laughs on the history of the show than anyone else. And, well,
that's true. So maybe the three of them are... hey, he's almost drawing the Three Stooges analogy, Artie. You're Mo, and those two are Larry and Curly.
This is the very first Three Stooges analogy I've been involved with where I'm not Curly.
Good for you. You've been elevated. What is it, Jason? Who is very much involved in this whole... you were the guy who actually told Artie what Richard was saying behind his back.
And there's some people in an email that are actually angry with Jason because they think he kind of does these weasel moves.
I do. I felt horrible.
His moves.
Thank you.
Yes.
No, I really
did. It was a weasel move, yes.
Jason has learned well.
I felt bad. I was fanning the flames for
no bigger weasel than me, and I've passed my genetics on to him.
Okay. Hey, you're an innocent kid.
I just do want to tell her, it wasn't like Richard pulled me aside to badmouth you. I was just trying to say on the wrap-up show, which I stand by with that, I think Richard was angrier at you than he was letting on. Based off things he said, but it's not like he's running around.
Where was he saying it, though?
Over the course of a normal conversation that you just, we're friends, we hang out, but it's not like he's running around pulling people aside bad-mouthing you. That's all I want to clarify, because I know...
Let me teach you something else.
What?
When you're a weasel, don't try to weasel out.
Don't try to weasel out.
Richard asked me to come in and say that, and it's the truth. I'm not making it up.
Yeah, but how did the conversation get to me and what you're...
Well, let's listen to
Richard,
is there anything you want to tell me bad about Artie?
Yeah, why? That's the point. Why in a normal, friendly conversation am I coming up?
I don't know. But it wasn't like he pulled me aside and said, let me badmouth Artie.
When Richard badmouthed Artie...
It was more like every...
Why did it even come up in the first place? What was Richard's whole...
Did you go on a fishing expedition?
I'm pretty sure it was one of those days a couple months ago where Artie either made fun of one of their phone calls on the air or,
And Richard said what to you about Artie?
He was angry that, he felt that Artie says one thing to his face and then another thing behind his back, and that, Artie, just constantly undermines him and puts him down, and he doesn't get it, and it really upsets him.
That to be the case. I mean, am I constantly?
No, I tell you, they're under a delusion back there. They're making each other paranoid.
I sit here, and there's times I've had tears coming out of my eyes, crying at some of the shit they've done. What are they talking about?
They never hear any of that.
Well, let's get to the wrap-up show because it got ugly, and not everybody heard it.
It is ugly.
It is ugly. It's as ugly as it gets. Here we go in no particular order, Robin. I don't know how much of this you heard.
I didn't hear much of anything.
All right, so then you are probably lucky to be hearing this
Yes,
now.
I am.
All right.
Sal cares so much about what the audience thinks of him that I was surprised that he showed that side of himself to the audience today. Sal set himself back 100 years because it's almost like a racist who doesn't want to be racist, and then one day he just blows up and starts blurting out the N-word. Like, that was a side of Sal that even I'd never seen before.
Well, here you go. Sal thinks every listener is as big an asshole as he is. You understand? Because when Sal was just a listener, he was the bitter motherfucker. And if you made him mad, he was the one who got on the computer like a little faggot with no time on his hands and said, we hate Fred because he said this, and we hate Artie because he said this. He thinks everybody is as big a lunatic and a psychopath as he is. So that's why he cares what the audience thinks so much, because he thinks they're all as nuts as him. Guess what, Sal? They're not. They're all normal compared to you. You're the nut. I find him to be. I never thought he was funny. I think he's a winner of a radio contest that we let come on the show. He's willing to blow Richard and make phony phone calls. He's nothingness.
Well, then it escalated.
There you go.
I'm just going to play them.
That was before Sal got there.
Wow. Yeah, you gave it to him good, and then Sal finally came in to defend himself, and then it got even better.
It's so funny how Sal, this is another example of how he wants to be in the comedy community so long. A middler, Sal doesn't know what the fuck a middler is, more than he knows what ammonia is. He's not a comedian. He's not a comedian. He's not. He's not. I don't care what. I mean, and that's me being truthful. And, I mean, look, he can have those opinions all he wants about my comedy, but would it hurt me? Like, it would hurt me more if Bob Levy felt that than it did Sal. If Sal was going to critique my, like, say I became a swindling, dishonest stockbroker, and I wanted to milk people out of money, and I wasn't educated, and I somehow passed a Series 7 test because I paid somebody off or I cheated, and married a chick way hotter than I should have, and somehow had children with her, and then embarrassed her in life. If I was that guy and he insulted that lifestyle, like he said, you're horrible at swindling people, you're a horrible phony stockbroker, then I'd be upset because that's something he's an expert at. I'll go on the record right now. I'm not angry at all. I think Sal is
not angry.
He's not funny. He's not talented on any level. He's a horrible stand-up comic. And the reason he got mad at Nick DiPaolo and blew up at him that one time is because Nick looked at him, like, you got to understand, a guy like Nick, he's not as famous as Sal because Sal's on this show. So a guy like Nick, who's a brilliant comic, looks at Sal as like literally like a monkey, like he's a monkey act. Sal is Beetlejuice to Nick. Right. So it just hurts Nick to do a gig with Beetlejuice. You know what I mean? Like I got to do he's a whackbacker, right. And that's how Nick will always look at him. And quite frankly, that's how I look at him.
Wow, that's rough. You know, like it left the world of funny into rough.
Tough love.
Rough.
Well, the funny train moved out a long time ago.
Funny train. Wow.
Mean train has pulled in.
Let's keep going with it. What the hell? You were on fire. And Sal does come into the argument eventually.
I'm not an angry guy.
This is Richard, his wife.
Oh, I'm not an angry guy. I get annoyed.
You're passive aggressive. Well, listen, dude. Listen, just stay clear of me. I don't want to talk to you two anymore. I really don't, because I don't like you guys either. How's that sound?
I never said I don't like you.
No, I don't like you or Sal. So from this day on, stay clear of me, and we won't have any trouble.
It's like the Godfather.
Right? And if you write a song parody about me,
I
may take my jabs again.
What? I can't say that I get a little annoyed when you rag.
That's not what Jason's saying, and quite frankly, I believe what Jason's saying.
Well, what did I say then?
Do you want me to go into it?
Go ahead, man. Yeah. It's out on the table.
He first of all, he gets insanely angry, when you guys take a swipe at his comedy, and he'll just go on and on about
true.
it. But more vicious than you're getting on the air. Who does Artie think he is? He says one thing to your face and then another thing behind your back.
That's true.
But you say it in a very malicious.
No, I have said that because.
And you say it angry. Much angrier than you're saying it on the air.
I don't want to go and rehash the whole thing where we argued at your roast.
I think that when you took a shot at Richard's comedy, it wasn't during your roast part.
It was
earlier in the morning when we were talking about it, or earlier in the evening, and you just sort of said offhand, I think Richard's act sucked. He took that very hard.
Part of show business is being phony. It really is. I got news for you. Everybody in this room thinks that they're going to go on and be the honest people that they think they are. You can't live in show business like that. You have to be dishonest. Does Gary like Gina Gershon? No.
But I'm not like
Gary dying to hear her album? No. But you have to be phony. You have to, otherwise you will not survive in this business. You will not.
Yeah, but I'm not that kind of person. I'm not a phony. And when you said to me after that gig, I took it literal when you said I did a good job.
I didn't even see your set, Richard.
Well, then you said, why'd you say good job?
Because I was being phony.
Wow. I mean, it was some wrap-up show. You know, for me, I got to say, you know, as somebody who has a radio show and, you know, the channels are, after all, called Howard 100 and Howard 101, it gives me a good feeling to know after we leave that there's good radio going on. And I didn't even have to be there.
You know, they should rename it the Truth Serum Show because more people say
crazy crap,
crazy stuff on that show than anywhere else.
Let me tell you something. Again, could you imagine if we lived in a world where everybody walked around being dead honest? No one would talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Well, you made a very good point.
You know, it's like, I mean,
let's continue here. Sal gets into the fray finally with you. I guess you kind of sucked them into the conversation.
Yes.
It's a big mistake.
How much of what you said did you really mean?
And be honest, Sal.
I'm being honest. I'm always honest. That's my problem.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I said what I had to say, and that's it. And anybody can interpret it any way they like.
So you're saying you stand
it's
behind...
not like looking at a Picasso and interpreting it, dickhead. What you said is pretty clear, and you said it angry.
All right, so take it any way you want to take it.
I'm going to take it as you said it, so never fucking talk to me again.
All right. He's so brilliant. It's like the scripture. You have to interpret it.
Yeah, he got deep. He got deep there.
I'm going to analyze it.
He wouldn't answer the question.
Well, maybe what he meant was.
Yeah, right. Good.
I meant a lot of things. I think that Artie is two-faced. I think Artie, you know, one day he's helping you, the next day he's just constantly jabbing at you, consistently throwing you under the bus. And
on the air. I do stuff on the air. We're not all different on the air. It's not a show on the air.
Yeah, it is.
What do you want me to do? Say something kissing your ass every second on
I'm
the
not
air?
asking for
I'd
that.
lose my job in 2 seconds.
But you're consistent
I'm trying
with
to say funny things.
All right, well, it's not working.
Why do you care so much what Artie thinks?
Because I admire and respect the guy, and I've always made that clear.
What? So now you're saying something completely different.
Right. How do you admire and respect a guy?
I don't know. That's what, listen, let's
How do you
leave
admire
it.
and respect
Sal,
a guy?
you're not smart enough to get out of this right now. You're an idiot. And I don't want to talk to you ever.
So stop talking to me.
Well, the argument continued. Would you like to hear more?
Yes, this is amazing.
Right. Here we go.
If this show had a budget for writers, you guys would be
now you're being
you'd be
redundant.
whack packers still.
This show does have a budget for writers.
Oh, yeah? Barely.
See, that's the thing, Artie. You don't know what we write. We're on Lotus
What
Notes
do you
every
write?
day.
I've seen you guys write the last couple of sketches you wrote that didn't involve a phone call or a reality thing. I mean, my God, they were so embarrassingly bad. Like
was Porn Star Family Feud good? You said it was great, and it was a great idea.
That was your idea.
I came, yeah.
No.
But I'm saying,
have an idea
stop,
like that.
okay, there it is. There's the rebuttal. So one year when you challenge me, you go back to 6-year-old.
I'm talking about a sketch where everybody in the sketch is a character. There's no porn stars who are meth heads to bail you out when you need something funny.
What sketch were you in?
Hold on, Sal. I got to step in for a second because you said something that's really making me nuts. We did Porn Star Family Feud long before you went anywhere near the show.
I know that. I know that.
Don't take credit for writing.
Hold on. It was the idea of old versus new. That's the idea.
But I did a sketch. I'm talking about a full sketch. I want you to bring out every full sketch. That's what a real writer does. That's what a real writer does. A real writer doesn't fucking make phony phone calls and say cunt when someone answers the phone.
We don't work for Mad TV. We don't do sketch writing. We do audio stuff. We've done audio bits.
You're not writers. You're not a writer.
Well, are they performers? Like, what do you consider that?
They're whackbackers. They're the same way we have fun with a whackbacker. We have fun with them.
Wow.
So Artie, is it real? Was there any detente yesterday,
No.
or are you three not talking to her?
Right now, I'm not. Right now, I don't want to talk to them. No.
Right.
I don't want to see them.
What will happen when you walk outside, let's say during a break to go to the bathroom or something?
And you see them in the hall.
Right. What will you do?
I don't know. I'll look the other way. I don't know.
You will look the other way?
I will try to.
Yes.
What
if they say hello to you? Will you not say hello back?
Well, I'm afraid anything I might say would be ribbing them.
Right.
You see, I'm famous for doing things like this around
How
the
should he
office.
handle it?
So I'm really good at it.
I'm going to get some hints from Robin.
I want to hear it.
Robin's turned off.
Robin has cut off. I remember her cutting off John for a while. I gotta see how you do that.
What is it, Gary?
I just have one small request because I know there's a lot of clips to play, and I wasn't sure if you're going to finish it. But if you play one more, play the last one, number 9. This is how the show ended. This is the last 2 minutes of the show. All
right.
It has nothing to do with stand-up. It's about everything on the show. We're constantly being berated by him. So after a while, it festers in you, and I blew up
And
today.
I'm not constantly being berated by you through, like, dumb song parodies or bits or stupid shit like that.
Yeah, but to me, that you know, there's a little bit more talent behind that with being creative. You're just doing underhand jabs, like my kids die of AIDS, and you're a queer. There's nothing there. I mean, there's no substance.
You're the man who wrote the line, I hope your father falls off a ladder.
You have to make it interesting. If I wrote something lame, it wouldn't be on the air. I mean, you're talking about it now because it's controversial. You have to make it interesting.
So what I do doesn't take talent, talking on the mic
It
all
does,
day?
of course it does. But I'm saying that we constantly feel like you constantly jab
And guess
us.
what? I'm not going to stop doing it. So I don't want to talk to you anymore. I don't like the two of you.
Fine. Well, I said I blew up, and I blew up. I'm moving on. There's nothing I could do about
Well,
it.
good. So that's it. I don't want to talk to you guys anymore. I really don't like you guys. I really don't.
I think Richard's bummed out because he feels.
Fuck him. I don't give a fuck.
He
He's
feels
the
like
one who started. He's the one who talks behind my back.
No,
he's the one who says I'm a
Jason
backstabbing
didn't
jerk
come
off.
up with any
No, but
examples of
I
that.
agree with Jason. You know you say that shit. I could tell the way you act. So don't ask me for more advice or about, I'm not going to tell anyone else at Rescue Me that you're available for a job. And don't talk to me about your goofy acting. God, I would love to see you act doing something in that acting class.
Your acting
it's probably
fucking
so
sucks.
bad.
Your acting's awful.
But guess what? I passed auditions.
You
I got
suck.
hired.
Rescue Me stunk.
What leg do you
You
have
got
to stand
hired
on with
so
that?
you can
How does
flap
that-
your fat lips on the show and plug it.
All right.
And it was disgusting to
Even
call
with
yourself
the show-
Artie Lang from Rescue Me on Letterman after all the fucking things Howard did for you. That was awful, too. Goodbye.
What do they call you?
Shut up. Don't talk to me, Artie.
What do they
Don't
call
talk to
you
me,
on
Artie.
Letterman?
You're not talking to me.
What do they call you
Don't
on
talk to
Letterman?
me.
What do they call you on
Man.
that, Sal?
They call me Sal Governale. Somebody who works for the Howard Stern Show and is proud of it.
That's not me. Really, Sal, go fuck yourself. I never want to see you again. Stay in your little smelly hole.
And thank you for listening to the rap.
Stay in your little smelly fucking hole.
And thank you for listening to the wrap-up
Go
show.
put on some more makeup, you raccoon.
Howard 100, Howard 101.
Howard, you have to understand, when Artie's going, stay in
I
your
didn't know
fucking...
you didn't like Gina Gershon.
You know what I
learned
like?
that.
John Hine calmly going, Howard 100, Howard 101.
When Artie's going, stay in your fucking hole, Sal's at the door, still yelling like it was so real.
Yeah.
Well,
And
of course
Sal's
it's
yelling,
real.
fuck you, and Artie's going, go in your fucking hole.
Look,
Did this,
sometimes you interact with people you don't like. I don't like those guys.
Did this screw up your diet yesterday? Did you manage to? Were you so upset that you had to
I
start
thought
eating?
about that too.
You know what? No, I actually stayed on it.
Yeah, you
Oh,
just-
good.
Yeah.
You're going to show them.
The most right.
That's right. Good for you.
Doing it for them.
Wow. Well, actually, there was one or two more clips. I don't know if you
Wow.
want to hear them.
I mean, that was amazing.
Yeah, that was good stuff. I have one here called Sal and the Power of the Show.
Okay.
And then I have another one, Bob Levy on Who is a Comedian.
Oh, Bob
Yeah,
Levy on Who is a Comedian.
Levy went to the mic. This is classic Levy.
right.
Levy went to the mic, Howard, and the first 10 seconds, no one knew what he said.
All right, let's hear it.
Bob,
Yeah.
you work with both these guys on the
Yes.
road. Where do you assess this? Is Sal not a comedian?
Okay, Artie comes from like this from us that were comedians. We started off as comedians.
Thank you, my mouthpiece. Thank you.
No, we're comedians. We started as comedians, and things led from there. Sal started on the show and was able to get into comedy from the show.
Was I doing comedy with you at open mics and going to your shows 2 years
Don't
before
count
Howard
open
hired me?
mics. A monkey could go to an open mic,
But
you
it's
moron.
it's paying your dues. It's working your stuff out.
Yeah, but you never paid your dues. You didn't come up the way you're supposed to.
How
come
did
up.
I not come up
the
the way?
open mics never led to anything. You lighting Gary's teeth on fucking. I mean, that's what you're a fucking crazy caller that we gave a job to.
They don't just give a job to anybody, Artie.
Yeah, it was a contest. I mean, what the fuck?
I didn't win the contest. I was hired just like you.
Let
How
me
do you-
ask Artie
you
this.
didn't win the contest. Hold on, guys. How do you answer the charge that Howard leveled against you guys today that it's similar to the way somebody won American Idol? That you're at that big level.
Yeah,
but
Howard said it, not
but maybe
me.
you haven't earned it. And I'm not saying...
I don't care. I'm not looking for. I'm not looking to. I just want to do my job and have a little more respect for
Good.
Artie.
And then just stay.
That's
You're
it.
not getting it now. Stay away from me.
All
Do
right,
your
fine.
job, and I'll do mine.
Fine.
It's all rather sad, actually.
Yeah.
Really, I'm not sad at all.
Well, you know what? I thought we had a happy little home here.
I did too.
I didn't know all this dissension
Well,
was brewing under the surface.
When we came to Satellite, it seemed as if everyone was excited and loving one another, and now here we are.
It's a big rift.
2 years into the experiment, and things are worse than
A
ever.
chasm has opened.
A jism.
A jism. Somebody shot jizz into the chasm.
That's right. Chasm is filled with jism.
That's what happened.
I do have this clip called Sal and the Power of the Show. I
All
haven't
right.
heard it.
I want to hear Sal's
sounds like
power of the show.
In fact,
Speech.
I would just replay this whole show, and then I could go home.
You don't even know what a middler is. You're a doofus. When's the last time you... Sal, before you got on the show, when's the last time you were in a club in Iowa on the road talking about middlers?
First of all, I'm not comparing my comedy to yours.
There's no comparison.
Exactly. If that's how you want to look at it, that's fine. What I was talking about is that
you're not a comedian. You want to be in that club. You go to the Comedy Cellar and try to like kiss everybody's ass to get on stage.
Oh, whose ass have I kissed?
Everybody I've ever seen. Everybody you've ever come in contact with.
Tell me one ass I've kissed. I haven't kissed anybody's asses. I've worked in bars. I've worked at open mics. I continue to do that stuff.
And you'd still be doing it if you weren't on this show.
But I am on this show, Artie. I made it on the show. And where would you be if Howard didn't hire you? You'd be dead in the gutter on a fucking heroin overdose.
Well,
you couldn't even hold the jobs.
You
couldn't even hold the jobs that you had because you were a fucking junkie. You're the fucking idiot and loser. At least I'm smart enough to hold myself together and keep my family together through tough times. Bail with drugs, so you're the fucking idiot.
I don't have any fucking kids. I don't have any kids or a wife.
You never can.
And you're clearly keeping
your
them
testicles
together.
are fucking corroded with drugs. That's why you can't have kids. Your testicles are dried up like 2 fucking raisins with all the heroin
How do you
and
know
junk
about
you
my
put in it
testicles?
because you weren't confident enough to write good shit. Otherwise, you'd still be on Mad TV.
Write good shit. You're an idiot.
You write the sketches. You write the pranks.
You're saying is dope. You're a dope.
Yeah, I'm a dope. I'm telling the truth.
Somebody just called up with every once in a while the fans call in with a phony phone call. It's just as funny.
All right, and you know what? And we applaud them, and we thank them, and we continue to tell them to send stuff in.
Well, maybe one day they'll be taking your job if they work for cheaper.
Maybe they will.
Wow.
Well, there you go.
Are your testicles really dried up and you're not able to have children? I didn't know that.
Are you shooting dust, Artie?
Well, here's the thing. They are, and I want to know how he knows that.
Well,
Sal's some sort of doctor.
Do you guys want me to set up some sort of parameters in the halls and stuff? Like maybe I should have Sal and Richard come in?
No, I think we could be mature. I mean, look, if they want to come, I'm surprised
You're
they haven't come in.
You're not going to fight or anything.
Oh, no. I might. Well, if I do, look, that's my swan song to the
No, we don't want that. We don't want that. We don't want you having to make that decision or us having to make that decision about you.
Wow.
So I suggest that we get Keith Abelow in here.
I don't know if he could solve
to
that.
work out some kind of group counseling session.
Who was the feud guy?
Oh, that other guy,
Croce.
that Croce guy.
Croce's head exploded when he
You
heard
might need both of them.
We'll hook up Abelow and Croce. Jessica Hahn, you're on the air. What do you think?
I think what's with Sal? He's always with we. We think Richard's we.
Because they're married. He and Richard
are married. It's like
a
fucking married. And then he's screaming about Artie at the very end about his heroin and he's a no talent. Who the fuck is Sal? Sal is who the fuck is he? Him and Richard are in that room, and he's like, we think this. He's never said once, I think this. It's always we. We think Artie's hurt our feelings. He does go around telling people, pulling them off to the side. Artie hurt his feelings because he thinks he's not funny. We think Artie's not funny. We think Artie's it's his heroin thing. Artie gets away with murder.
They shouldn't be discussing Artie so much anyway.
Yeah,
I don't
really.
know why.
I mean, it's weird.
But I'm telling you, the two of them are like, victims of some kind of war where they're hiding in their little bunker, feeding each
They're like
other's
rape victims.
feeding each other's paranoia.
All right, let's go to. Thank you, Jessica.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Yes, thank
Hello,
you.
you're on the air. This is Mike. Mike in Boston.
Hey now.
Hey now, Mike.
How's it going, guys?
All right.
Hey, this whole thing with Artie and Sal, man, he's right. It comes down to jealousy.
Right.
And, Sal just got a lot of other things going on. He blew up at Artie, but he's more concerned with what's going on with the rest of his life.
Well, he can't take it out on Artie.
No, yeah, that's exactly right, but the whole blow-up, I think, is just him being fed up with his whole life.
Well, you might be right, Mike. I don't know. All right. And Sal and Richard, do you guys want to work out the parameters of your relationship with Artie?
Yeah, I can't believe they haven't come in here. Are they afraid to come into the studio now?
Seems that way.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Really?
Is that how we're going to be affected?
I don't know.
Is that the punishment?
Where are the boys?
They've got a spokesperson.
Oh, here's JD. Yeah, what's up?
I am the spokesperson.
Go ahead.
They said they are fine.
They're fine what? I want to work out the parameters.
If they're fine, why aren't they
They
here?
just said they are fine.
I'm telling you, we need somebody to psychologically counsel the two of them. They're going crazy on their own.
Did they really just send JD in here?
Yes, they did.
That is so pussy.
Come on.
I tell you, they're losing it back there.
I might be back with you.
I won't take any jabs, guys. I won't take any jabs.
They must be afraid of you.
Yeah, they obviously are hurt.
I won't take any jabs, guys. Come on.
You babies, get in here.
Wow, Artie took a jab at me. Artie took a jab at me, Jason. Did you hear that?
I just
What
got
are you, girls?
Oh, Artie talked behind my back. I think he's two-faced.
I just got a note here. JD is a horrible spokesperson. That's not what they said.
Oh,
and
they come in and speak for yourself.
They say they are too busy working to come in here.
Oh.
Oh, what bullshit.
Sure.
What bullshit.
All right, well.
Is that how they're going to treat this?
Evidently.
You have requested their presence.
Yeah, you're right, exactly. What the fuck is going on here?
Bullshit. Captain Jenks, you're on the air in Philadelphia.
Cool.
Hey, good morning, Howard. I saw something extremely funny, one of the most inappropriate things I've ever seen in my life yesterday.
What was that?
I was in a courtroom, right? And it was just take care of a ticket.
Right.
And I'm standing there, and there's somebody in front of me who was standing in front of the judge.
Yeah.
And there's quite a few people in the room. And the judge was a woman. And all of a sudden I hear, dropping loads, like that.
Yeah.
The dude's cell phone started ringing in front of the judge.
He had a drop and loads ringtone?
Yeah. And the judge fucking fined him.
Oh, yeah, dropping loads.
The judge fucking fined him $25 for having his cell phone on his
Wet cunt.
Well, that's what the two cops I saw yesterday must have had. Because they played it into
You heard it too, huh? I heard he's making a bunch of dough with those ringtones.
He said, yeah, that they're going like hotcakes, according to Lisa G.
Yep.
Going like what?
Can you imagine a guy's up in front of a judge, a female judge, and then dropping loads starts coming out of his...
Howard,
Not good.
Oh, yeah, dropping loads.
It's outselling my ringtone of "You Want Some Heroin."
Imagine you're the guy's lawyer, and you just sit there and you go, asshole, I had you out of this.
Right.
As soon as I heard it, I knew what it was.
First of all, you turn it off anyway.
Yeah, you're not supposed to have a cell phone on in a courtroom.
That's right.
Dropping loads.
Oh, yeah, dropping loads.
Well, it could have been worse. It could have been wet cunt.
That was a very important call.
Wet cunt.
You should have seen the look on the judge's face. I mean, I don't think she knew exactly what that was.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew what it was, and I looked around, and there were other people that were laughing, so they knew what it was.
Dropping loads all over Sal's magician goatee.
Dropping
Lick
loads
that up
all
and
over
save
the
it
judge.
for later, bitch.
Wow.
Dropping loads all over
hilarious.
Richard Christie's stinky teeth.
I
Buy
had-
a toothbrush, faggot.
I went to ask the guy. I went to ask the guy after it was over if he would call in the show and tell you about it himself.
Yeah.
But he couldn't. He couldn't speak English that well.
Yeah.
Oh,
But he had a dropping loads ringtone.
Yeah, exactly.
that he understands.
No para
Dropping
aquí.
loads all over Ralph's fucking Barry. Useless piece of shit. Dropping loads all over Fred's tattoo. Wet Martian.
All right, Jenksy.
All right, later.
Later. Captain Jenks, long-time caller into the show.
The spokesperson is back.
Oh, JD, the spokesperson for Sal and Richard.
Roy Cohn is back.
Just to let you know what they are working on. I think I was
Why
just
would you
walking
pick
through the hallways.
JD as a spokesperson? Yeah, you're the only one who would come in for that. But go ahead. What's going on?
Richard is working on a Larry King audiobook.
Great.
And Sal's working on a Gary the Retard Knowledge of the Show game.
Is that their way of showing me that they're doing?
They're
good
very busy.
I mean, they're being immature.
Yes, they are.
Richard was really bummed out yesterday that the fight happened on Halloween. He didn't want to ruin the holiday.
Yeah, his whole Halloween day.
Like, that's his whole
favorite
big day.
Yeah.
He kind of ruined his day.
Was he upset that I said he came dressed up as a shitty writer?
He took offense to that, yes. I don't mind telling you. Well, I love you all. And
I can't
hope,
believe they won't come in here.
And I appreciate everyone's contribution to the show, and I hope that you guys work this out. I mean,
know. It's a shame that you have to hear this.
it's very upsetting of me.
I guess there need to be parameters because they obviously aren't coming into the studio if Artie's in it.
What? Yeah, I mean, guys, seriously, I won't say anything nasty or something. Or what's the matter?
I don't know. I'm a little disappointed.
I mean, they're actually turning down airtime. But don't you
Why
think...
does everybody come in on the wrap-up show, but they won't come in on my show?
Yeah.
Here's JD.
They gotta be kidding me.
They gotta stop.
I mean, talk about passive-aggressive. This is a way of saying, look, Art, enough of your silliness. We're getting back to writing.
Yes, JD?
They want an ISDN line in their office.
See, they can't come in here. They're afraid.
They're afraid to be in a room with Artie?
Yeah.
Boy, that's a pussy move. I never thought I thought those guys were fearless. I guess I had it wrong.
Yeah,
afraid to come near you. You're like an angry bear.
Listen.
Who defeated them.
I mean, you know.
They don't want to tangle with the bear again.
You clearly won. You've intimidated them right out of the studio, and they love you.
And you know how they love airtime.
I mean, it's like winning an argument with a couple of chimps.
Here's JD.
Back again?
Their spokesperson.
They say they're not mad, they're not busy, and they're not looking for
busy.
Fox contracts to leave the show.
They said they're not mad and they're not busy.
They're not bad, they're busy.
They're not bad.
No.
They're busy.
This is the spokesperson.
Where are they, JD?
They're not mad. They're not busy.
They're not mad. They're busy, and they are not looking for Fox contracts to leave the show.
Fox contract?
Oh, because I had a Fox contract. I got news. I got news. No one's offering it.
You don't think we'll lose them to Fox?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. We should test that. See if we can get someone from Fox to offer them a contract.
Exactly. You're kidding me.